Hello everyone, I am the Lonely Hunter and today we are playing some TDM and we are using the big streaks. Now, big streaks are kind of strange in TDM because they are harder to get, but with some goodwill and with some hardline equipped in our class, we can do everything. We can make things happen, and we're gonna use the big streaks in this game right here. So I have heard about quickscoping, I have heard about the changes in Call of Duty Ghosts regarding quickscoping, because there are a lot of videos from other YouTubers that are talking about it, and I am happy about it. I'm really happy that quickscoping is changed. At least it is not the same as in Black Ops 2, it is not the same as in MW3. And I don't really like to celebrate prematurely. I am not there to say, yes, quickscoping is out of the game, suck it snipers. No, I will not say that one, because I still believe that you gotta have some hands-on with the game first. You gotta go hands-on with the snipers, you gotta have some taste of how the game performs, of how the snipers feel, because there might be another problem with the game. There might be something different with the marksman rifles, or there might be some other exploit that needs to be fixed. Who knows, with the new class of weapons, there might be another cast of people using a certain exploit in this game to their advantage, trying to do something different. So I don't know if something like that happens. I really cannot tell yet, so I am waiting for the release of the game. And there were some promises that didn't live up to our expectations. They didn't live up to the community's expectations at first. Let's start with the commando. Now, the commando lance in knifing was a problem in many Call of Duty titles. Knife was an unbalanced weapon, and it was really deadly, especially if you had a pretty great connection. In MW2, this thing went off the rail because knifing went ridiculous with the commando perk. When you see people not having falling damage, just ninja knifing you from on top of buildings, you know, they could jump down and get you from a ridiculous range. They had the falling damage and the range at the same time. This perk was just ridiculous. But in MW3 they promised that there was no commando. Now, the perk was not in the game. Yes, I can agree with that one. But the lunge was still in the game, and this was a mechanic that pissed almost everyone off, because the knife was still unbalanced. In Black Ops 2 they tried to balance the knife, and what did they do? They made it useless, because knife in Black Ops 2 is really connection based. If you have a good connection, yes, you can get a decent knife in Black Ops 2, but other than that you cannot really do anything with a knife. Now, most of these things, also the last stand promise, the fuck you last stand statement from the guy who is now in Respawn Entertainment and will bring us Titanfall, which is a really great title by the way. The last stand promise was not kept as well, because there was something else in the game which was also game breaking, which was also really annoying, and it was accessible to everyone. It was the dead man's hand, that people were going down with the C4 in their hands. And this was pretty annoying as well, because it gave accessibility to the game, which was unnecessary, and you really need to cater to the veterans when it comes to accessibility. And veteran players tend to use automatic rifles or burst rifles. They don't tend to use semi-automatic, they don't tend to use pump action shotguns, they don't tend to use those rifles. So you don't really need to make every class accessible, because you don't really need that use of every single class. You don't really need snipers in the lobby at the same percentage as assault rifle users, because there are special weapons for special kinds of situations. So you know that every weapon is not the same, and you know that if you want to make a game accessible, you gotta prioritize the weapon classes. So there were a few promises that didn't really make it 100% in the full game, because there were also exploits. So I cannot wait to get my hands on Call of Duty Ghosts. I cannot wait to test everything out and to see what they have to say. But I believe that they have good intentions this time.